So in today's video, I'm gonna highlight 5 seeds. I've searched through hundreds of seeds to find you guys these ones, and there's a lot of really cool ones. You'll find some with 13 temples in one biome. You'll find some with 2 woodlands mansions almost right next to each other. I also have another seed with a woodlands mansion that is very close to spawn, and I do also have one seed which probably has perhaps the biggest bamboo forest I've seen so far in Minecraft. Granted that I'm quite new. Alright, thanks for stopping by, guys. My name is Masbro. Please do consider liking the video, maybe sharing it to some of your friends, and a subscribe would really help. Alright, to kick it off, this is seed -517, and one of the coolest things about this seed is the fact that you have a woodlands mansion that is not far from home. These things can usually be found up to 10,000 or even 30,000 blocks away from home. This one is only 2,000 blocks away from home, so it's not bad at all. So we'll start off by showing you the points of interest before we show you the coordinates of this woodlands mansion. So this seed is pretty cool in particular because there's so many cool points of interest not too far from spawn. The only downside is that there's actually only one village that's really close to spawn, but there's actually some really amazing ones just a little bit further away. So this one is actually pretty cool just because, well, for one, it's a taiga village that spawned between the taiga plains and also a desert biome. There's another village up in the back, one more there, and there's also a pyramid here. But the cool thing about this is that you actually have a pillager's outpost. I mean, it's even connected to the village with a road, so I mean, I don't know what they're thinking here, but I mean, this makes for some cool storyline. So even though it's a little bit far away from home, as you can see on the top left, worth mentioning. And not too far from spawn, we also have the pretty rare jungle temple right here, and yeah, that's pretty cool. Parrots, of course, in the jungle biome. And if we actually go that way, not far at all, we actually find our second jungle temple. It's pretty rare to find 2 side by side like this. So not too far from spawn, we have this pretty interesting pillager outpost which sort of extends out of a river. That's quite rare, and I think it looks kind of good. And another interesting thing here is if you look down below, there's a little hole underneath the outpost which water pours down to, and that's my cat being noisy in the back, and it leads to a pretty big cavern down below. And just behind this pillager's outpost, if we go that way, we'll find ourselves a witch hut. Not too far from home, so you can get that nifty achievement straight away. And if we travel the other direction from the outpost, just opposite of the witch's hut's direction, still pretty close from spawn, we find ourselves this nice little village that is a beachside village, and I like these colors on the top here. They remind me of beachside umbrellas, so that's kind of cool as well. And if we keep going the same direction, we'll find us another village over here. A nicely sized village, but the real treasure is on this side. If we turn to the left, we'll find something really cool. Okay, so admittedly, this village is a little bit far from spawn, but it's absolutely worth it. Have a quick look here. Well, for one, it's spread across 2 biomes, and I like how this house is floating on top of lava right there, which is not a place I would like to live in, but it looks absolutely cool. But that's not the end of it. So we have another part of the village on the other side over here, but honestly the coolness does not stop here. So one part is in a plains biome, and here we have it on a mountains biome, but this is not the end of it. If we go up top, there's already the blacksmith up here, which is pretty cool. And if you go up above, this is a real gem. You have a village that generated in between these cliffs. It just looks so cool. If we go through a quick flyby from this side, I mean, how cool is that? As far as I'm concerned, this is a really cool looking village. So pretty close to that pillager outpost, we do have one small desert village here, and we do have 2 little monuments right here and another one here. And if we go further that way, there's a larger sized desert village with a pyramid right behind it. This one is fairly larger, and if we turn around that way, there's actually another pillager outpost, so we'll zoom straight into it right away. So what I like about this pillager's outpost in particular is that it looks like one of those pirates outposts by the beach. I love the looks of it, and it's not too far from the first one's location as well. Alright guys, I'm saving the best for last, and this is not it. Here we have a desert village which bugged out a little bit and actually went into a taiga biome, and behind it is the very rare shattered savanna biome, which always looks really cool and menacing. And guys, we do have one of those really rare zombie villages at the coordinates, as you can see on the top left, and there's glaciers in between deserts and one more village right there and another one in the back. And not too far from spawn we have the super rare Bamboo Biome, which looks amazing, and also it's one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. It expands all the way to the back. And as promised, this is the coolest part of this seed. We've got a woodlands mansion, guys, and it's not far from spawn at all. It's around 2,500 blocks away from home, and it's pretty massive. Loving the looks of it, so I'll leave you guys to explore this yourself. So we've got a bamboo forest near spawn, we've got lots of cool villages, rare biomes, so far so good. And just to close off this particular seeds video, I'm gonna show you that village which is also near this woodlands mansion, and it's also pretty cool because it sort of extends into the ocean, and yeah, it looks pretty sweet. So that's it for this one, guys. Seed -517. Tell me what you guys think about this seed in the comments section below. Alright, good folks, this one is seed number -654, and let me tell you why this seed is so awesome. To kick things off, we have this village right by spawn. It looks pretty good. We'll fly over there later, and we have another village in the distant view which it's quite elongated, and we also have this one village over here that is literally crossing a swamp, which actually looks pretty cool. And if we look on this side, we have a pillager's outpost in the distance, but I do have a lot more cool things to show you. So there's actually a fourth village right behind here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, very close to each other. And village number 1, folks, it's a pity that we don't have any blacksmith here, but I mean, all in all, it looks pretty good. And a quick snapshot of village number 2, which does have a blacksmith, so do expect to find some cool loot right in there. So here we are at the third village, coordinates on the top left as usual, and number 4 is right over here. So as you can see, villages number 1, 2, 3, and 4 are literally side by side, not to mention number 5 over there in the distance. I actually like this village a lot because literally it's a little swamp town, and we do have a smithing spot right here, loot inside of course, and this part here I think is really cool. It actually looks really good. I love the way it looks. So there's just so many villages literally side by side on this seed. This one is number 5, and if you look that way, pardon my FPS because I'm setting the view distance to maximum here, we have number 6. So that is already 6 villages nearby spawn. I mean, if you go to the 6th one here, it gets pretty far. I mean, you can see the coordinates on the top left, but still 6 villages side by side, and this one is quite big and it goes all the way inside the forest. So we do have our very first pillager's outpost right here, and tucked away in the forests just behind it is another village. And here we have village number 8. I think I may have lost count. There's just so many villages right next to each other on this seed, and I do like the way this one is situated. It's I mean, right next to a taiga forest in the middle of a lake and with mountains behind it, so quite the sight to behold. And here we have pillager outpost number 2, and it's right next to another village, but not just any village, but the super rare zombie infested village. And again, it's not too far from spawn. Honestly though, these villages aren't exactly the reason why I'm highlighting this particular seed. I'll show you that in just a few moments. And another one right here and here. And here's one last village that I want to show you guys just before we go to the main event. It's also pretty cool because there's a pillager outpost right behind it, and as you may or may not have noticed, it is also a rare zombie infested village. Off we go to the main highlight. We do have a witch's hut right here for you achievement hunters. It's not too far from spawn. Alright folks, so this is the real reason why I actually brought you guys to this seed in particular. You might see the coordinates on the top left. This is quite far from spawn, but what I wanted to show you guys is this. we have what is probably the biggest bamboo forest that I have ever seen so far in my Minecraft seed hunting. As you can see, we started at almost minus 3,000, and let's see how far we go on this bamboo forest. It's huge. I mean, it's literally really huge. I keep getting lost. So that was the glaciers, and the bamboo forest is here, and it goes there. So I'm gonna do the time lapse just flying a bit high. I literally retook this part of the video I think 5 times or so now, just because I kept getting lost my bearings. So here we go, time lapse time. Let's go. All these patches where there's like brown spots on the forest, they're all bamboo forests. I'll fly a bit lower so you guys can see. You know what? I don't even think I'm gonna do a time lapse because I keep getting lost while I'm doing it. I have to fly a bit high. But yeah, I mean, look at this. It's huge. I can't say much more about it. And there's actually one really nice village at the end of it. So yeah, just sit this one through. I mean, it's we've already traveled I think 1,500 blocks. So we've got another 1,400 to go. Not only is it really long, it's also really wide. It goes all the way there, as you can see, and that way. So we'll keep going this way. I'm not even sure, should we go that way or this way? Because it goes all the way there as well, but it also goes all the way here. It's just bamboo everywhere. I do like this area more though, because at the end over there, as you can see, there's a really cool village. I'll show you that in a second. We'll just go to the end of this bamboo forest first. So it ends over here. So yeah, as you can see on the coordinates, this ends at exactly minus 600, and we started at almost minus 3,000. But then again, it actually extends to here. So let's see how far it goes actually. I'm curious myself. So we can keep going, and is there any more that way? This seems like the end, guys. I think it is. We'll just go a little bit further, and yeah, that's the end of it. Minus 300. So yeah, 2,500 blocks, exactly. So we'll just scoot on over to the final village that is the closest to this particular bamboo forest. Alright folks, let's close this seed off by viewing this last village not far from spawn and also right behind the bamboo forest. Looks pretty good, and the bamboo forest you can find starting right over here, going all the way 2,500-ish blocks that way. I hope you guys like this seed. Do let me know in the comments section below. Also, if you have an awesome seed that you'd like me to review, just let me know, and I'll probably put it in one of my next top seed videos. And in case you guys don't remember, the seed number for this seed is minus 654. Alright folks, this is seed number minus 151, and it's pretty awesome, and I'll let you guys know why. First of all, right behind me, we spawn at a pretty nice looking location. Right here we have a glacier. Right behind us, I mean, I always call it a glacier. You guys can call it the proper name if you want. And there's a jungle forest right behind us. As you know, they have those really useful vines that you used for your cobblestones. And a stone throws away is our very first village, which is literally walking distance right by spawn. That is always useful. Anyway, coordinates are always on the top left, and I'll show you guys the real highlights of this particular seed in just a moment. Alright, so this seed, not only do we have a village by spawn, we actually have a woodlands mansion that is not too far from spawn as well, but we also do have some really rare biomes not far away, and I'll be showing you the first one, right behind the glaciers, as you can see. I mean, this is literally walking distance, and you can literally walk on the ice right here, and you have one of the rarest biomes in the game, the Badlands, which is one of my personal favorites, and underneath you do have the coral reef here in these warm oceans, and it's pretty nice to have a glacier right here and a warm ocean and a Badlands right here. I mean, this doesn't really make sense, but it's Minecraft. I love the way Minecraft works, to be honest. And here we have an expansive view of the Badlands, so you guys can chart it out yourselves. Honestly, my PC can barely handle this, and I can't even see past that side of it. Yep, that's as far as my PC can draw the terrain. And for you achievement hunters, there's a witch's hut right here, not too far from spawn. For you folks who enjoy adventures, I've got a treat for you on this seed because we have 13 jungle temples, and I'll show you each one of them real quick. And 13, that's quite ominous. This one is number 1, and you can see the coordinates up top. And this one here is number 2, and there's actually a pillager's outpost right behind it as well. And here's jungle temple number 3 with a village behind it and a pyramid right there, and that was the pillager's outpost that we saw earlier. And this one here is number 4, and it's right behind a bamboo forest. Number 5 sits by a pond, and number 6. Number 7 is also right by a bamboo forest. That was sort of a giveaway, by the way. One of the highlights of this seed is that you have bamboo forests near spawn. They're not really that large, but there's a lot of them just in between these forests. And number 8. Guys, don't forget we still have our woodlands mansion coming up not far from spawn, and this one here is number 9. Number 10 right here. Second from last is number 12, and finally, lucky number 13. Happy exploring, guys. Alright, moving on. Let's go find the next cool thing about this seed. You know, honestly, I've rarely seen so many jungle temples clustered up together like that. I mean, they do occur a lot, but this one's quite concentrated, so if you're up for exploration on a particular seed, you should go try out this one. Alright, there you have it, the woodlands mansion on this seed. And it has a really nice view and is situated right by a lake. So yeah, try and conquer it, make it yours, and maybe you can even make it a nice home base. Let me know what you guys think about this seed. If you have any recommendations for other seeds, do drop it down in the comment section below. Alright folks, seed number 4 for the day, Masbro203. Pardon me for all the Masbros. I do want you to remember my name since I'm brand new on Minecraft. Again, not new on YouTube, but new on Minecraft YouTubing, so it's hard to start off. And to start things off, we have our very first shipwreck over here. And we do have our very first village very close to spawn. And I do mean really close, like right there. This is about 150 blocks away from spawn. No blacksmith, unfortunately. But on the plus side, we do have sugarcane right by spawn, which is always useful for all your paper needs, which can lead to enchanting and maps and whatever you want to make of it. Another cool thing is not too far from home, we have this frozen ocean, glacier, whatever you want to call it. And right underneath, if we go down, we have ocean monument, and this one is really cool in particular because it sits right under the layer of ice. And I mean, a lot of people make cool builds with these sort of things, and it looks really cool. I do like especially the fact that the icebergs, ice spikes, glacier, whatever you want to call it, actually extends underneath the temple. I did check inside and it didn't actually go inside it. So here we also have a snow biome relatively close from spawn, around 1,000-ish blocks, and it's literally, it has tons of villages. Like, I can see a lot over here. There's at least one, I think there's one more there, and yeah, there's about 5, I believe. I guess it's a lot easier if we turn this to nighttime as such, and we can see the villages much more clearly here. And as you can see, the one over here is not lit up, which means it's a zombie infested village. And here we also have our Badlands Biome, which is also very rare, guys, as you may or may not know. And it's not too far from home, and we do have the eroded Badlands Biome as well, which is super rare, and it also sits right behind an infested zombie village, which, you know, you combine rare and rare together, it becomes even more rare. Right. Last but not least, there's also something really cool about this seed in particular. Oh, by the way, shattered Savanna Biome right there. So the last thing I want to show you guys is another woodlands mansion, and this one is cool because it is very close from spawn. From all the seeds that I was looking at today, and I literally browsed through maybe, I don't know, about 500 seeds to get this top 5. And this is the closest one that I found so far. Walking distance. You could go here on your first day, to be honest, but you'd probably get slaughtered, so do whatever you want with it. But just the fact that it's really close to home is kind of cool, considering sometimes you'd have to travel 30,000 blocks to find your first woodlands mansion. Right, I hope you guys enjoyed this seed. This one is Masbro203, and let's go ahead and move on to our 5th and final seed of the day. Alright folks, if you've stayed this long, thank you very much for staying. This is our 5th and final seed for the day. It's Masbro 223, and there's something really special about this seed as well. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about the little nitpicky stuff about this particular seed, but right at spawn we have a village very close from spawn. That's about 100 blocks away, a second village behind us, and also a third village. So one taiga village and two desert villages here. The taiga village is medium sized, it's not bad. Unfortunately, I don't see a blacksmith here, but it looks pretty good, and we have that waterfall running at the back, which looks pretty good. But let's just move on straight to the highlights, because I think this video has gone pretty much a bit long. So yeah, that's the main highlight of the video, guys. The Pillager's Outpost. You can't be serious. Of course not. It's another Woodlands mansion, and there's something really special about this one. And well, first of all, this is a little bit far away from spawn. I'll show you the coordinates in a second. But the really special thing about this one is that we actually have not one, but two Woodlands mansion very close to each other. If we just follow the direction of this roof right here, and we keep going that way, I think it's only about, what, like 800 blocks or about 1,000 blocks away, we can find ourselves our second Woodlands mansion. And I think this one looks really cool, in particular because it's hanging by a lake. It's literally one of those rich dudes mansions that, you know, at least that's something I dream of having. And it's a lukewarm ocean as well, because you can see the corals on my right hand side. But yeah, this is pretty sweet. I mean, take over the mansion and build a house over it. I think it would make for some pretty interesting builds. Hell, it looks like almost like a fort, to be honest. Well, I guess that concludes my very first top 5 seeds video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, this took much longer than I thought it would, to be honest. I was going into this thinking it would take me maybe 2-3 hours to make, and instead it took me the whole day. I don't know. But yeah, that's my very first one, and I do appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching this far. If you like this, do share it on Facebook groups or to your friends or whatever. You know, it's always hard to start a brand new channel. So yeah, thank you very much for staying. My name's Mazbril. You probably already know because I mentioned it in my seed names a few times. I know that's a bit cringy, but it's good marketing. Alright, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys at the next video. Mazbril signing out. See you guys next time.